Kalalal Wahawadla Yahweh Shamil Shaiba Shamukakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders at Gms.S.O.T.E rule well. Peace and salutations to the brothers on the four corners of this earth, pushing this word, the truth, and in sincerity. But I'm not to another video, you know. So yeah, I mean, if you was paying any attention to the news, yeah, about what's going on in France, and there's just a little article about it, you know, because it's a very important thing to see what is happening. Is a very important thing to be watching and praying, paying attention and praying, you know, because as a brother told me recently, he said at this time, yeah, you had to be really be occupied in watching the news. You understand? You had to be, he say your mind is something like an algorithm. Like when you're on a social media site where you normally like the things you normally click on is what goes to popping up, you know. And that is one of the things he was iterating. I always had to be on a lookout. Even when you know what I mean, you're just scrolling, so you always be on the lookout. You understand? Because any simple thing could be a sign of prophecy, so you must always be on the lookout for little news articles and news clips, you know? But anyhow, going straight into it here, it's a France riots. Public transport curtailed after rage over shooting. Alright? I don't think this article really goes down into the shooting, but the gist of it is police killed biracial. I don't want to say biracial. Somebody of mixed descent, and I think he was Moroccan and some other thing. Basically, he's a Muslim, I believe, a 70-year-old Muslim boy, because I think he didn't have any insurance or license when he was driving, and you know he sped off on them and they shot and killed them. So that is what Paris in an uproar for right now, right? It's a Paris, June 30th, Reuters. France asked all local authorities to halt public transport early on Friday evening in a desperate attempt to restore order after rioters torched buildings and cars in a third night of rage sparked by the police shooting of a teenager. Violence had flared in Marseille, Lyon, Pau, Toulouse, and Lille, as well as parts of Paris, including the working-class suburb of Nanterre, where 17-year-old Nahel M who was of Algerian and Moroccan descent, was shot dead on Tuesday. His death caught on video at a traffic stop has ignited long-standing resentment among poor racially mixed urban communities over incidents of police violence and allegations of systemic racism within law enforcement. More than 200 police were injured and 875 people arrested overnight, authorities said, as rioters clashed with officers in towns and cities across France, with buildings as well as buses and other vehicles torched and stores looted. The government would consider all options for all. You understand? They're considering all options. Even martial law is on the table. You understand? The government would consider all options for restoring order. Prime Minister Elizabeth Borne told reporters she called the violence intolerable and inexcusable in a tweet, right? Interior Minister Gerald Darmanin asked local authorities to halt all bus and train traffic from 9 p.m. across the whole of the country as the government seeks to quell tension. President Emmanuel Macron, in televised comments from a cabinet crisis meeting, had already said he would ask social media platforms to remove the most sensitive footage of rioting from their feeds and to disclose to authorities identities of users who foment violence. Yeah, so basically, if you even if you're on social media, right? If you're on social media and you I need to right, nice. So basically, even if you're on social media and and you're saying, yeah, boy, you're for the riots, so on, whatever, what have you, you're against the police for what they did. You understand? You could be jailed, or you could be tried as a criminal, basically. Macron, who has so far ruled out declaring a state of emergency, hey, he ruled out, left a European Union summit in Brussels early to attend what was the second cabinet crisis meeting in 2 days. He also said, without giving details, that some unspecified public events would be cancelled in regions hit by unrest. Right? He say he ruling out the state of emergency, but let me be real. We know if this continue, he would have no other choice. He might go to state of emergency, he might jump straight to martial law. I don't know, but this is the only other um, result I see in that he could conclude here. You know, it's a. He also said, without giving details, that some unspecific public events would be cancelled in regions hit by unrest. In the southern city of Marseille, France's second largest, authorities banned public demonstrations set for Friday and encouraged restaurants to close outdoor eating areas early. They said all public transport would stop at 7 p.m. um, for Mohamed Jacoubi, who watched Nahil grow up as a child, the rage is fueled by a sense of injustice in the banlieues after incidents of police violence against minority ethnic communities, many of whom are from former French colonies. We are fed up. We are French too. We are against violence. We are not scum, he said. You understand? There is just a picture of you know what I mean, the aftermath of one of the nights of rioting. Right? Basically what this fella who knew the murder victim is saying is that they are French too in reality, yeah, all in a French. You understand? In the whole reality of it, you know, they would never view all as equal. You understand? It's a um, rights groups allege systemic racism inside law enforcement agencies in France, a charge Macron has denied. In 2020, his government promised zero tolerance of racism within the law enforcement agencies. Darmanin on Thursday night increased national police deployments fourfold to 40,000 officers, 249 of whom were injured. The ministry said, yeah. So now they're pulling out all the stops, right? They're pulling out all the stops because why? The people I think it had a video I wanted to play as well, you know. Anyhow, yeah. Because the people, right? The people at what? At unrest, you know. Let me just play this clip and I have here. I screen recorded. People at unrest. Yeah, so basically, right, that is what going on in France right now, in all over parts, different sections of France. You know, they're rioting because of this, but this isn't straw that, you know what I mean. This is the last straw, you know, so to speak, that they're not taking it no more. This is them rebelling against it. You understand? But there's also signs at the times. The second is just 9 and 3. Yeah, start from 3. It said, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and outbursts of the people in the world, you understand which mean on the whole globe, then shall thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. You understand? So this is all what predestined, this is prophecy. For like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Manifest meaning what? To make reality, to bring forth, in other words. You understand? To come forth. To cause to come forth, basically. You understand? In verse 6 it says, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. And what? This is the effect of them shooting that 17-year-old boy. You understand? These are signs of what the times. That is what these riots are. You understand? And even as to go back into, this is not the first time, right? Right? This is what, this is at least the third time in about 5 years, I think, I hear in about 5 or 10 years, I hear about major rioting in France alone. I think the first major one there was the green jacket something, you know what I mean, dating back to 2018, 2019 or somewhere there, if I'm not mistaken, just going off, you know what I mean, rough memory. The last rioting and protesting they had in France was due to some waste disposal, something, garbage all over the city, so on and so forth. And now this, you understand? This is the third one. Not to mention when you talk about the bush street, so when you see upwards of people in the world, even I believe it's Iran, Slovakia, if I'm mistaken, do forgive me. But that's going off what coming in my head right now. Right? So if I'm wrong, I mean, I stand corrected. I stand to be corrected. Right? I think it's in Iran or Iraq or one of these Middle Eastern countries where they went into the president's house and they was cooking and jumping in the pool because what? Because the economy went to shit. You understand? One of those countries, one of those Middle Eastern or Latin countries, but I really don't remember. But they besieged the house. Understand? Where the president stay and they was cooking the food and thing because why? He ran the economy to shit. Understand? So people not taking it no more. But all these things is the most I say no. Don't worry. You understand? Don't worry. All this is the beginning of the end. You understand? All this is the beginning of the end. You understand? Let me go to Matthew 24. Matthew 24 and 33. It says, so likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Know that, what the Most High says coming to pass is at the door. It right on the brink, the M.O.T.E, Jacob's trouble, all these things gone there. Just to touch on. If this is what going on now, you understand? If this is what going on now, what happened in that time? In that times when things get hard. Understand? It say, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. So what going on in Jacob's trouble when things get hard, babe? When you have no food being ration. Understand? You had to feed a family, let me say 5. And the ration could barely feed 3. You understand? But the politicians and them living good. What going to happen? Because in the article I just read, it say, well, this is a systemic racism against poor people. So, and who does always feel the brunt of every decision made by the government in our country? The poor people, the poorest of the country. And these are the same set ones that the country depend on to come to work and to come out to work and to come and do their job for the country to run. You understand? All these things are signs of the times, boy. It's so likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Yeah? It say, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. You understand? By the generation will not pass by till all these things be fulfilled. All must be fulfilled, and it being fulfilled. You understand? As we speak, by. Yeah. Let me get one more precept. You know what I mean? Say shalom after. A second, just as per usual, another short video. Just you know what I mean. trying to be a little edifying. Hope it was informative. Same way, you know. The second is just 15, 15. How much? Let's see. No, I mean, I can start at 13. It's a, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and the hail, and with fearful constellation, with a fearful constellation. Yeah. Understand? So the work will amount to naught. The money will mean nothing in that time. Understand? Because why place will be under martial law, so the government will be in control of our rationing money, water, food, so on and so forth. You understand? Even if you're a farmer and you're literally tilling the ground, you understand? The crops and thing will be seized, the lands will be seized. Yeah? Verse 14 it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draw it nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. You understand? For there shall be sedition among men. This is what it is. This is sedition. You understand? Among men and invading one another. Yeah, because why they're looting? You understand? Invading the neighbor one another. You understand? Literally a neighbor. You know, the scripture is twofold. The scripture goes back into World War, go back into that third war. And all these signs are happening right now concerning the Israelites and so on, because they're looting. They're looting as well, they're invading the neighbors. So much less when Jacob's trouble come. And one sector people have more than the other sector people. What will happen? They're going to invade. They're going to they might you know what I mean, mount up a squad of X amount of men, and you know what I mean, the strongest among them, and go out to get it. You know? It's invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. Yeah. Because look what's going on. You feel these people right in that time with the police and the president and the prime minister and all who saying this and who locking up. But they don't care. They're going at it full force. They're going at it, they don't care. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Yeah, basically what? The course of their actions shall stand in their power, meaning what? Right? They will do what they want, they're doing what they want, they're doing what they want to please them, to ease their mind, to ease their stress. You know? Yeah, and that is just what it is. That is just what it is. It's just another sign of the times. You know? Cause and effect. You know what I mean? But I was sick of lal wadla Yahweh Basham Yoshai Basham. Salaka. Sikala lal wadla Yahweh Basham Yoshai Basham Ukakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Gms. Once again, peace and salutations to the brothers on the four corners of this earth and pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. I'm Brother Manatasak saying Shalom. Hope the short video was insightful. And I mean, hope it's back food for thought. Hope it was edifying to this power and spirit of Yahweh Shalom.